welcome you to the deep dive. Today we're heading off, metaphorically speaking, to a really charming place, the fictional English town of Havenbrook.
That's right, and specifically we're unwrapping Tangled in Tinsel. It's by Audrey Stone, the first book in her Havenbrook Christmas Romance series.
Exactly. So our mission here is basically to give you the inside scoop. We'll explore the characters, the story, the themes, everything you'd want to know to decide if this is your next cozy Christmas read.
And, crucially, no spoilers. We want you to enjoy the discovery yourself. We spent some time in Havenbrook, gotten to know the people.
And the author, Audrey Stone, she actually says she hopes readers lose yourself in this charming town and maybe even fall in love with Havenbrook.
Which is pretty much the goal of a good Christmas romance, isn't it?
Absolutely. So let's start at the beginning. Let's meet Zara Prescott.
Okay, Zara. She arrives in Havenbrook right as December kicks off. Very driven, professional type. She walks into the Monarch Hotel.
Which sounds quite grand.
Oh, very elegant. But she comes prepared. She's got this portfolio, 18 sketches, 4 mood boards, and, as the book says, countless dreams. She has a vision for Christmas at the Monarch.
But her first impression of the hotel, it's elegant, yes, but maybe a bit cold.
That's exactly it. She sees the limestone, the granite, the chandeliers, all very impressive. But she feels it's missing cheerful chaos. That's her phrase.
Cheerful chaos, I like that.
Yeah, and a human touch or joy. She even contrasts the perfect decorations with, the feeling of a real Christmas tree.
So she immediately wants to inject some warmth, some genuine festive feeling.
Precisely. And you have to understand, there's some backstory here adding pressure. There's mention of a Rosewood Hotel disaster.
Ah, so a past professional setback.
Seems like it. So this Monarch opportunity, it feels really high stakes for her. It's not just about decorating, it's maybe about redemption too.
Okay, so she's driven, she's got a vision, and she's got something to prove. Then she meets the owner, Kai Winters. Tell us about that first encounter.
It's quite vivid. Zara turns up in this red wool coat with brass buttons. Very striking.
Sounds festive already.
And get this, actual jingle bells on her Victorian-inspired boots.
No way! Jingle bells.
Actual jingle bells. And a sprig of real holly tucked somewhere. She's basically Christmas personified walking into this, perhaps rather staid hotel.
Wow. How does Kai react to that?
Well, the book hints at his reaction, but you can imagine. It's quite the contrast to the likely vibe of the Monarch, but Zara's passion is undeniable.
She's not just playing dress-up then?
Not at all. She genuinely wants to create the most magical Christmas the Monarch has seen in its 300 years. She talks about families, traditions, a proper English Christmas.
And she's persuasive, right? She manages to get time with him.
She does. She convinces Kai, this probably quite busy and serious owner, to give her 1 hour to show him her vision. Her sketches, her mood boards.
That says a lot about her conviction. Maybe it was the combination of the passion and the preparedness. The portfolio.
I think so. It wasn't just bells and holly. It was bells and holly backed up by a solid plan. That likely intrigued him, even if he was, skeptical.
And there's that little detail. The golden bell.
Ah, yes. Such a lovely little touch. A tiny golden bell falls off her boot she doesn't notice.
But Kai does.
He does. He picks it up. And he keeps it.
That feels symbolic, doesn't it? Like a little piece of her festive spirit lodging itself in his world.
Exactly. Or maybe just a tangible reminder of this rather unusual woman who just burst into his very orderly hotel. It's a great hook for romance fans.
Okay, so that's Zara. Now let's focus on the man himself, Kai Winters.
Right, Kai. Introduced as the stern-faced owner. That tells you a lot straight away.
Stern-faced. And the hotel's been in his family for 3 centuries.
300 years. So it's not just a business for him, it's legacy. Deep roots, deep responsibility.
Which explains his initial reaction to Zara's winter wonderland dreams.
Completely. His first thought is the hotel's reputation. They serve royalty, CEOs. Prestige is key. He's worried about anything looking, tacky or damaging the brand.
A potential clash right there. Tradition versus tinsel.
You could say that, but what's interesting is, even after she presents her ideas, we get a peek inside his head.
Oh.
He remembers her confidence. He remembers the details, like her cost breakdown. He even remembers the faint scent of vanilla and spice around her.
Ah, so she's made more of an impression than just woman with jingle bells.
Definitely. It suggests maybe his stern facade isn't completely impenetrable. Something's stirring there.
Still, he doesn't just jump right in. He agrees to a trial run.
Yes, a one trial run. But, and this is very Kai, with very specific, very detailed demands. He needs control. He needs to protect the Monarch.
So he's cautious, pragmatic maybe, not just automatically resistant.
I think pragmatic is a good word. He's meticulous. He needs to see how it fits, how it works within the Monarch standards. He's willing to consider it, but on his terms.
And the book gives us another little clue about him, right? Something about secret passages.
Yes. It mentions he has this sort of hidden appreciation for the hotel's own quirks, secret passages and hidden rooms.
Interesting.
And there's this fleeting thought he has about maybe allowing a bit of magic to peek through the cracks of propriety.
So there's potentially more to him than just the stern businessman. A hint of something else.
Exactly. It adds depth, makes him more compelling. It suggests he could be swayed, that maybe there's part of him that wants a little bit of that magic Zara's offering.
And despite trying to keep it all business, he's actually looking forward to seeing her again.
The narrative hints at that, yes. He's trying to stay professional, but there's this underlying anticipation. She's already getting under his skin, in a way.
Classic romance setup. Okay, so they start working together. How does that unfold?
Well, Zara starts really observing the monarch. She sees the beauty, definitely, but also that coolness we talked about. She sees the potential for more heart.
And the actual collaboration begins. Sketches and plans.
Yes, another character, Olivia, gives her a sketch pad. Zara starts translating her big ideas onto paper, making them concrete.
I can imagine some initial friction, though. Their style seems so different.
Oh, for sure. There's bound to be tension. Her creative flair versus his more traditional controlled approach.
Oh.
But then you get those little moments, like their hands brushing while they're looking at sketches. Suddenly these small things feel charged.
The accidental touch, a romance staple.
Absolutely. And then enters Grandma Rose.
Yes! Tell me about Grandma Rose. She sounds fun.
She sounds like the quintessential meddling matchmaking grandma, but in the best way. She takes an immediate mischievous interest in Zara.
And sees a potential spark with Kai.
You bet. She seems ready to play Cupid. And importantly, she apparently likes Zara's design ideas, which might help sway Kai, or at least offer Zara an ally.
So we have professional interactions, but this undercurrent of attraction is growing stronger.
Definitely. The book mentions how even accidental touches now felt charged with meaning. The lines are starting to blur, even if they're trying to keep them clear.
Okay, so things are simmering. Now, romances need plot points to, push things along, test the characters. What kind of events happen without giving too much away?
Well, there's a bit of a crisis. A pipe bursts, water goes everywhere.
Oh, dear. Right in the middle of decorating.
Exactly. Violent spray of water, the book says. It disrupts everything. But it forces Zara and Kai to work together, think on their feet, create something maybe even better from the chaos.
A bonding moment through adversity.
Seems like it. And apparently Kai is surprisingly supportive. He sees her resourcefulness, her ability to handle a crisis, and he admires it.
So he's seeing another side of her, beyond the festive enthusiasm.
Right. Then there's a visit to some local Havenbrook businesses for a Christmas festival.
Getting out into the town.
Yeah, and this shows Zara connecting with the community, which Kai seems to notice and appreciate. He starts seeing her impact beyond just the hotel walls.
But it can't all be smooth sailing, right? There have to be some bumps.
Of course. There's mention of an overheard phone call. Classic misunderstanding potential for Zara.
Uh-oh.
And the arrival of another woman, Natalie, who has a different vision for the hotel. This creates some professional conflict for Kai.
Add some tension. And I bet there's a dance involved.
There's always a dance, a significant Christmas dance where, feelings might just bubble to the surface.
Naturally. Any other key moments?
There's something about a family heirloom ornament. It seems to reveal more about Kai's connection to the hotel's past, his family.
And maybe involve Zara somehow. A gesture of trust.
That's the impression. It sounds like a pivotal moment in him letting her in.
And does Zara succeed with her big vision, the Yuletide Gala?
It sounds like she pulls it off, creating something truly magical. And importantly, she involves the hotel staff using their talents. It's not just her vision imposed, but a collaborative success.
Which must really impress Kai.
It leads to his big realization, it seems. He sees the positive effect she's had on the hotel, the staff, even the whole town.
Is there a symbolic moment that shows his change of heart?
Yes. Apparently there's a dedicated Christmas tree and a moment where he basically declares his perspective has shifted.
And the kiss. Romance readers need the kiss.
Oh, it seems we get a shared kiss under the Christmas lights. A definite shift from professional to personal.
Lovely. And it ends with a business proposal.
Yes, but one that acknowledges Zara's crucial role, suggesting their futures, personal and professional, are now linked. An expansion, maybe?
Okay, so that gives us a feel for the story's arc. What about the underlying themes? What's this book really exploring, especially for fans of the genre?
Well, a big one is definitely tradition versus change. You see it right away with Kai protecting the monarch's history and Zara wanting to shake things up.
That feels very relevant for Christmas, doesn't it? Balancing old traditions with creating new ones.
Absolutely. And it mirrors their personal journeys, too. Learning to adapt, to embrace something new, maybe for the sake of love or happiness.
And the community aspect seems strong too. Havenbrook itself, the hotel staff.
Yes, the power of community and connection. That small town feel where people support each other, where individual actions matter, it gives that warm, cozy feeling readers often look for.
Especially at Christmas.
Right. And of course, the core theme, finding unexpected romance in a festive setting. The Christmas magic, amplifying feelings, creating opportunities.
It's the heart of the genre, really.
It is. Then there's seeing beyond initial impressions. They both judge each other at first, right? Stern owner, overly festive decorator.
But they learn there's more beneath the surface.
Exactly. Which is always a satisfying journey in a romance. It challenges assumptions.
There's also that idea of honoring the past Kai's legacy while still embracing the future, the changes Zara represents.
Yeah, that balancing act. Respecting where you came from, but being open to moving forward. It applies to the hotel, but also to them personally.
And finally, taking risks. Zara takes a big risk putting her vision out there, especially after her past failure.
And Kai takes a risk letting her in, potentially changing his hotel and opening himself up emotionally. It's about stepping outside your comfort zone for something potentially wonderful.
Okay, so pulling it all together. For someone listening right now, maybe a big fan of Christmas romances, why should they pick up Tangled in Tinsel?
Well, first off, the setting. If you love those charming, cozy, slightly idealized small towns, Havenbrook sounds like it delivers that perfectly. Pure escapism.
And the characters.
The dynamic between Zara and Kai sounds fantastic. You've got the passionate, maybe slightly chaotic, creative energy meeting the reserved, traditional, controlled energy. That initial clash evolving into attraction. It's classic, compelling romance.
So good character chemistry.
Definitely seems like it. Plus, you get that wonderful blend of festive atmosphere, the decorations, the events, the whole Christmas vibe mixed with an engaging plot that keeps you turning the pages. And like we said, no spoilers here, but it sounds like there are satisfying twists and turns.
And those themes we discussed, they're relatable, right? Growth, community, love.
Absolutely. If you enjoy seeing characters have those aha moments, learn about themselves, discover the value of connection, and just generally experience the magic of the holidays, this sounds like it hits all the right notes.
So basically, it's a perfect escape into a warm, welcoming world with a guaranteed heartwarming romance at its center.
That's exactly the feeling it gives off. A delightful festive treat for romance readers.
Sounds lovely. And if people are convinced, where can they find it?
Tangled in Tinsel. And the other books in Audrey Stone's Havenbrook Christmas Romance series should be available wherever you usually find great books.
Excellent. So to wrap up, Tangled in Tinsel really does sound like a great pick for anyone who loves a charming small town, a heartwarming Christmas romance, and watching characters transform personally and professionally.
That journey of Zara and Kai, set against the Havenbrook Christmas backdrop, seems packed with festive spirit, engaging moments, and all those themes that make the genre so beloved.
All right, so we'll leave you with a thought to ponder. Could maybe embracing just a little bit of that unexpected holiday magic, perhaps stepping slightly outside your own cherished traditions, be the key to unlocking something wonderful, maybe an unexpected connection or even a breakthrough in your own life this season?
Something to think about.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Tangled in Tinsel.